Welcome back. For the first time since independence, ordinary Namibians were served in the VIP tent after President Geingob instructed the VIPs to forego their meal. However, chaos erupted as the public members excitedly flocked into the VIP tents to have a good day's meal. It is estimated that more than 15,000 people attended the 33rd Independence Day celebrations. To give us a message from the President to the Namibian people after the independence celebration, and also to talk about the food issue, is State House Press Secretary Dr. Alfredo Hengari. Dr. Hengari, good evening and welcome to the Daily Roundup.
Good evening, Nina. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Thank you so much. To start off, Dr. Hengari, perhaps you can give us, what the President's message is to the Namibian people after yesterday's independence celebrations.
Yeah, Nina, before I respond to your question, allow me to first extend a message of condolences from President Hage Geingob following the untimely passing of 3 Defense Force members, and also a message of a speedy recovery to those who survived that fatal accident outside of Shivelo. These are officers who were performing important national duties in Utapi-Omusati region, and the President wishes to extend a message of condolences to the bereaved families.
Thank you. On to the question and the conversation at hand this evening. Let's start, as I mentioned, the President's message to all Namibian people after the celebrations that took place in Otapi yesterday.
Yes, Nina, the news here is not the decision that was taken by the President to allow other guests, apart from those who were sitting with him in the tent, to be served the meal that was initially reserved for those who were sitting with the President. I think the most important message here is what the President said to Namibians yesterday during what was a highly successful event. Tens of thousands of Namibians, united in their diversity, joined the President to celebrate a very important day, which is our Independence Day. One which is a result of the sacrifices many Namibians made, others paid with their lives. That's really the message that the President shared yesterday. But also the President was also candid enough to say that there are challenges facing Namibians. And he assured them of his continued determination to dealing with those challenges of unemployment and the pursuit of a better life for each and every Namibian.
I'm sure by now, Dr. Hengari, speaking on the issue of unemployment, that the President has caught wind of course, the demonstration that took place yesterday. We also spoke about earlier in tonight's program about youth in the Erongo region. Inkwese Muntu also made a stance on the issue of unemployment and the demise faced by some of the young people of this country. What are the President's sentiments towards the issues at hand concerning Namibia's youth and of course the unemployment?
The President in his SONA last week spoke quite at length about the question of unemployment. It's an issue that preoccupies him, and more broadly other challenges facing Namibians. And the solutions that the President had proposed, and we have been working on a number of them for the past 3 years through our post-COVID-19 economic recovery plan. I think at times we talk about challenges in our country as if COVID-19 did not happen. We talk about challenges in our country as if we didn't have severe droughts that diverted in significant resources to mitigating the worst effect of those droughts. We talk about challenges in our country as if we didn't face severe fiscal constraints as a result of the commodity cycle bust. That is where we are coming from. But the President was very clear last week and also yesterday that the prospects for recovery are bright. And it is that message of optimism that young Namibians and all of us should embrace.
Now, we know that, this year's celebrations took place in Otapi, and we do try to sort of take these occasions to different parts of the country. Is the Office of the President satisfied with how things turned out yesterday in the Omusati region?
Yes, we are extremely satisfied with how things turned out in the Omusati region. The President is a champion of inclusivity. The President is known as a unifier. The President is known as a pacifier, a peace builder, a state builder. It is why that rotation of the Independence Day celebration is dear to him. And yesterday's event was a reflection of our unity in diversity. You could see from the cultural performances, you could see from the parade of the Defense Force, which is a very good manifestation of the nation building and state building that has been taking place for the past 33 years.
There were no foreign heads of states visiting and in the country to celebrate with Namibia her 33rd birthday. Why is that?
Well, it's really a minor detail. It's not always that we have a visiting head of state for our independence celebration. Last year we didn't have a visiting head of state for our independence celebrations, but nonetheless it does not distract from the significance of the event, because it's an event that is about Namibians. The President was yesterday with Namibians and heads of missions who also joined the occasion, which was quite special, I must say.
Dr. Hengari, your final remarks this evening?
Yes, the message yesterday that came from our President is one of unity, is one of tolerance. It's one of a country that believes in processes, systems, and institutions. It means rule of law. All of us, young and old, we have to respect the law, and we have to do things within the confines of the law. We should avoid unnecessary agitation. We should avoid seeking conflict. We should avoid looking for mistakes where there are none. That's the only way in which we can build a prosperous country.
Dr. Hengari, always a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That was Dr. Alfredo Hengari, the Press Secretary, speaking to us this evening in relation to yesterday's celebrations that took place in the country. As we all know, it was Independence Day. Now moving on to matters outside of our borders, temperatures in southern Africa are rising quicker than the global average, with heat stress expected